One, Thunderbirds, I'll go. I love that bit, actually. I won't lie. Frankie, it's great to see you
That's
here
right.
talking about a great campaign. Tell us briefly a little bit about what you do at Gifter.
So I lead brand and agency partnerships. So everything from finding amazing brands to work with across every category. We do a lot in the FMCG, CPG space and working with our agency partners to deliver micro and nano influencer gifting campaigns at scale. And it's all really focused about building trusted, authentic content from those creators at scale to really drive EMV and a meaningful content for those brands that we work with.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, this is a campaign that you ran with Hoover Mattress. Is that right?
So the company's Hoover, and it's part of like there's Higher Hoover Group, and it's funny because Hoover is the brand name, and it is a Hoover. But yeah, this was about the mattress Hoover. A very, very niche item, I'm going to say. No, we weren't really aware of a mattress Hoover until
I must
this.
admit, I wasn't.
No, like you have
Is
a
this for
Hoover.
the bed bugs and things, or for stuff?
Not necessarily bed bugs, but what we realized when we started working on this campaign was that your mattresses are so dirty. I don't know what it's like. You've got your protector, but you've also got like dust particles and all that stuff. And really, I think only a handful of people in the office when we were talking about like doing this campaign actually hoovered their mattress. But yeah, we're all converts after this because
How did
pretty
you get
dirty.
the gig in the first place?
So we started working with Hire, I think Christmas time last year, and we did a campaign for one of like a little home barista chocolate machine, hot chocolate making machine, and we just had some really great results, some really lovely content from gifting those smaller creators, and then they decided that they wanted to really boost the sales of the mattress Hoover, which had been struggling, and we were the perfect avenue to do so, being quite cost effective, but also managing to scale and get that brand awareness as well.
Right. So, how did you do it?
So they really challenged us with this because they wanted, when we say scale, like we generally start with 100 influencers, but they wanted 500 straight off the bat. So we've got a network of around 20,000 creators that we work with anyway that are signed up to Gifter. And we understood from the brand that they really wanted to target like families, men, homeowners, people that are regularly making home content. That was a real target area for them, as well as people that are, doing, I call it clean talk, even if it's on Instagram, people that are doing cleaning content, that kind of thing, lifestyle, and bring together a big group of those that are interested in actually trying the product and seeing how it works and creating content around it. Part of that as well was not just sending out a Hoover. I think with more traditional gifting that, agencies and brands can do in-house, they don't necessarily give like anything else apart from product sometimes, or the influencers might not necessarily get a brief with that product. But the way that we kind of drive really strong post rates for our clients is to not only have the creators opt in the first place and get that interest there in the first instance, but we also build premium gift boxes that have, for this one specifically, we had not only the mattress Hoover, we had like a little bedtime sleep hygiene kits, pillow spray, we had bed robes and things like that, just to bring the campaign to life a bit, as well as a brief card which isn't super prescriptive. There's no kind of do's and don'ts. You must mention this, you can't mention that. It's very much guidelines about the product and giving them the information, and then a few content ideas that they can work off if they want, but it's not like set in stone. So it lends itself to having really diverse content come through.
Right. And I love what you just said then. Is that those extra items, presumably that's exposure for those brands as well.
Yeah.
How is that something that you come up with Hoover, for example? Are they aware of this sort of joint collaboration? I guess they get to
Yeah.
benefit from it.
Yeah, definitely. So we are account managers, and we've got an in-house strategist, Gabby, who is amazing at putting together ideas for what else can go in boxes, and we source all those kind of extras for the client. But it also works well for us. Like it's those brands will get extra exposure. Hoover doesn't mind because they're still the main part of the gift. But we had content people like mentioning those brands coming through, and it actually helps us as well reach out to new brands and they've seen the power of what we do. Yeah, the Hoover was definitely front and center for that one.
So you used 767 pieces of content as part of the campaign, which is phenomenal. Where did that sit against the original target?
Goodness me. I can't we usually expect to see around maybe two pieces of content per creator. And in general, like I think what was a bit different about that one, it was a smaller amount of content we saw, but the quality of content was much higher and we saw a lot more on grid content rather than like that unboxing moment that we see with a lot of lower value CPG brands that we work with. Again, it's a huge volume of content, which was the client was really happy with. And I think another thing that's really interesting is we're not we're not approving any of that content as it comes through. So it's really encouraging that the client trusted us with gifting that many people and then just seeing what happened. It's like a real trust exercise
Well,
there.
and I love that. I also love the fact that it's on grid because I always say that's the premium element of an influencer's page. It's not a story, gone. And so
Yeah.
you've got that, what do you call it? Long-term
Yes.
impact, haven't you? Uh,
Yeah. It's evergreen. It's on feeds.
Evergreen. That was the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
But also, I love the fact that you got 3.6 million impressions and 900% increase in uplift.
Yeah, it was incredible. I think the initials, like the strategy was twofold. So we gifted initially and the content started to come in, and then we chose the best pieces of content to amplify that as well for that lower funnel piece to drive traffic and site visits and ultimately purchases. But yeah, we saw as some of the content just flew, went viral. It was really strong. I had friends coming up to me being like, "Oh my God, have you seen this mattress Hoover?" I'm like, we must be on the same side of Instagram and TikTok, but if I felt like it was everywhere at the time, which was really cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, that's great. Now, like with anything in your area, and I know when I've spoken to Tom, one of the things he often says to me is, in gifting campaigns, we do have sometimes logistical challenges.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Like it's a bigger product than we ordinarily gift out. Like we do sometimes have some bigger boxes, but it's not only the size of the product, but it's also the volume. 500 in one go. I don't think we've actually done that many in one go of a product that size. So that was a huge challenge. We have our own warehouse distribution center where we can store things and we're used to delivering high volumes of products. But actually the challenge that came up, which Dean, our other co-founder, solved amazingly, having to like we usually use DPD to deliver all the gift boxes out next day delivery. That wasn't gonna cut it with these 500 boxes, they're huge, so we
Wow.
actually ended up having to get, external, like, much larger delivery partners in to do it and still managed to deliver the campaign on time, which was great, but, yeah, that was a big learning for us. We're doing some more, Hoover gifting, like, over the next few months as well. We've got blenders, Hoovers, there's something else as well. Yeah, everything, so it's a big
I
learn.
mean, what I love is the fact it is a learning,
Mhm.
and therefore, once you do it and you perfect it, it gives you an opportunity then to go to other potentially bigger types of products because
Yeah.
you've now solved the situation that you hadn't had before, and that's what's really fascinating.
Yeah, I think the thing that's really great as well is to show. I mean, what these companies are set up to distribute, they could do that themselves. They could just send out products to people, right? But the elements that we add and the gift, like making that gifting moment special, is what drives that really strong post rate and that influencer like content, feeling of community, that kind of thing. So, whilst they could do that themselves, it's never going to achieve the same results. So yeah, it's really, really great that we can showcase that to other large home appliance brands, hopefully.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. It's been really great to hear you say that. Just before we finish, couple of thoughts about where you see influencer marketing in the next couple of years or year or so. If we were sat here this time next year, what do you think will have changed?
Do you know what? I'm sure everyone's saying this a lot, but I think the whole kind of B2B influencer is hugely growing hugely, and they've got such influence. I've seen it a lot on LinkedIn, where people that are working in the space are also promoting products in the space, like platforms, that kind of thing. And it works really well because those are peer-to-peer recommendations, and we know that works well with influencer anyway. And the other thing, like, I can't shout loud enough about smaller influencers. And I know, I feel like I've been saying this for years. We've all been saying this for years. But with the For You page and how things have changed to be, it's about relevance, not about how big of a following you've got.
100%.
And people are more attuned with communities and niches now, rather than, I love, oh God, I don't even want to say, I mean, I love Molly May, but like, I don't hang on her every word. She doesn't pop up in my day to day. Do you know what I mean? Whereas those little tiny weird communities you can get into, especially on TikTok, those, if you can get into those as a brand, and you can infiltrate and be relevant to those communities and speak their language, that is where the kind of, and just take part in that conversation. I think that's where brands are going to see the most success. Um, yeah, just those niche cultural moments. I love it. Like, it's funny. It's like, I did a post the other day about what was it? Rosalia released a song called Berghain recently on TikTok, and I'm so obsessed with it. It's really cool, very different. It's like a very classical music inspired piece with Bjork, and I'm just seeing it everywhere now. But I've just got friends who literally, I'm just like, they never even heard of it, and I'm just going down this whole little rabbit hole that I find like other people I'm interested that are into it. So yeah, it just goes to show that it's not about being like appealing to everyone. It's about being in with those kind of communities that you can really infiltrate and yeah, get in touch with people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Frankie. We'll keep you posted. Spread the word if you know anybody else that you think is somebody that you rate highly and I haven't. Maybe it's not on my radar. So let
Yeah, I
me
will
know,
do.
because we're not gifting everybody a free membership, but those that are doing interviews with us, those that we believe are great, hell.
Yeah. Do you know who might be really good? I don't know if you've spoken to her already, Nat Cortazar from The Good Egg.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah, I have reached out to her, but she's a bit rubbish at responding. So you might
Yeah.
you might like to just pop her what do you call it, a nudge.
A nudge, yeah.
Yeah.
Let her know.
Anyway, have a lovely weekend. Happy Halloween.
You too. Have a
Yeah.
good one.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye bye. Oh, stop! 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 Stop!